Sound like my wife now, man. All
Yeah.
right. But okay, so my view on it is this: is like, a lot of guys will say, well, you can get hit by a bus, man, and you're doing nothing wrong. You're just walking to work and stuff. And yeah, that's true. And you can die in, thousands and thousands of different ways. And at the end of the day, we're all going to die. Um, and so some people will say like, well, so what's the point when you ride a bike? So everyone's going to die anyway, so you might as well just ride as well. And that's kind of obviously false logic, because you increase your chances of dying when you take part in risky sports. And so, whatever risks you do, whether you eat too much sugar or whatever it is, it's all putting your odds up. And so all of us, we have this kind of like appetite for risk, or appetite for what we're willing to, how far we're willing to go with what sort of activities, because all of us realize that if you don't take any risk, your life is going to suck. If you never eat a donut or a nice piece of cake, if you never get in a car, if you never go for a hike in the outdoors, there's your life's going to suck. And so you have to weigh up the risk versus rewards of every single activity you do. And what happens with bikes is people who don't ride, they'll be on the outside and they'll see you pitch up at work with a broken collarbone, and they'll be like, you flippin' idiot. You're riding your motorcycle. Now you're 35. What are you doing? Look at you. And then they'll see you 3 years later and you've freaking broken your wrist. And they're like, you bikers never learn and stuff. But when you're that biker dude, and in those 3 years in between that collarbone and that broken wrist, you rode for literally just, a couple hundred days with your buddies, and you rode, through Botswana, and you slept in a dry riverbed in Namibia, and you got to cross the Maluti Mountains in Lesotho, and you hauled bikes out of the mud together, and you've lived this massive, massive richness. And then you come there the one day with a broken wrist. They're like, you're obviously not going to go back now, and you want to kind of grab him, by the shoulder and say, you have no idea, how rich this is for me. And so I think the guys that get injured and go back, it's not because none of us want to get injured. I can guarantee you, Grant doesn't want to lose another leg. And I can tell you now, I don't want to break my back again. But we've done some cool stuff, man, and we've seen some cool things, and it's added such richness, and that outweighs the risks. Now, all of that being said, you better believe that I wear a helmet every freaking time I swing my leg over a bike. Every time I go riding, I wear a full chest and back protector. I wear elbow guards. I wear gloves. I wear, the proper pants and knee guards and boots. And like, I'm one of those guys that I'll wear everything because I know the risks, and I freaking I want to ride until I'm 90, man. And so, I'm trying to bring those risks down, and I'm also trying to maximize, the good times on the bike.